Welcome to North Georgia Now Today. Now we will say immediately into this, yesterday, I am so used to North Georgia Now Today. We are opening a segment we're filming of Heart of the Home, and I said, welcome to North Georgia Now Today, and it wasn't.
And we all cracked up.
We cracked up. Yesterday was one of those we cracked up a lot days.
Yes, we did.
We have some footage of the Diplomats totally blowing, singing.
Hilarious.
But we put them in the kitchen with their guitar player sitting on the sink because it was so crowded, it was so wild and crazy, and it was so much fun. And I have to say thank you to two ladies. A lot of people went to extra effort to get there.
Yes, they did.
Two ladies who absolutely tore me up. One, Miss Patsy Kincaid, rode her wheelchair to the event.
Yes.
She had no transportation. She had no way to get there. She rode her electric wheelchair to come and be with us at Town and Country.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you something, that probably makes you our #1 fan.
That's right.
She came and had lunch with us. She rode her wheelchair to the lunch.
Yeah.
It was absolutely incredible to see the people who said, people would come and get me and say, Mom, there's somebody over here who really wants to meet you. You talked to Bessie Long.
I did.
A long time. She is 88 years old. She never misses a show. She wanted to talk to me about family we might have in common in Dawson County. Mm-hmm. We don't, and they're, you know, I'm not related to them, but it is such an honor. It is such a blessing. It is so humbling.
It is.
It is amazing.
And I couldn't believe the people just kept coming
and new people we'd never met before,
Yes.
never seen before. And you know, oh man, I was blown away. Today we are showing the last live remote we did with ETC with our full crew because the economy.
Right.
It is very expensive to go out on the road and do that.
Right.
I can tell y'all, yesterday was a little pricey too. But I decided to bite the bullet and do it because I really feel that we need that personal connection.
I do too.
And now, after yesterday, I'm more committed to do it because of the people who showed up. People we would never dream of meeting.
Right.
People we would never get to know. People who brought me books of all the quilts they've made.
Right.
People want to share their stories. And I said, that is what this program is all about. It is about sharing your stories.
Well, I kind of felt bad because there were so many people and
unreal.
everybody was
It was
wanting to
unreal.
talk. So if anybody didn't get to talk to us that wanted to,
Call us. We'll give you our
email
cell
us.
numbers.
Come by the Blue Star and see me because we
Yeah.
were trying to talk to everybody.
It was very
but
hard.
Everybody was so sweet and so loving. There was
Uh-huh.
people from Jasper, Ella-J, Blue Ridge,
Ball Ground.
Fannin County,
It was
Mineral
amazing.
Blood, everywhere.
And thank you to
everywhere.
Dane Kirby and thank you to Bill Simons for coming by. You know, oh, wow, that's all I can say.
And thank you to Town and Country.
Oh, my
Oh, my
goodness.
Lord,
Now,
that's
let me tell
a
you
beautiful
something.
place.
I decided after all was said and done, somebody said I was looking a little haggard. Well, yeah, I was whooped. And I went in the restroom and I was kind of getting freshened up to go have lunch. A late lunch, I might say. But I came out of the bathroom and I thought, this is such a nice place. If I just went over there and laid down, maybe nobody would know I was here, you know. But it was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely, thank you. There's no way to thank y'all enough.
And let me tell you, the cutest, sweetest little girl, Jimmy and Rita Pearson's little granddaughter.
Oh, what a hoot.
She is precious. And there was a big bear quilt draped over one of the couches, and she just couldn't quite get up that little girl confidence to go pet that little bear, but we petted his paw. So we got it in, but she is precious.
She's precious. Well, by the time we got to lunch, late lunch, she was sleepy and tired, and it was a little testy. I think she was like, they were passing her between people and trying to keep her occupied. But that kid, you talk about a trooper.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was with us all day long. We did this show, then we did 2 shows there. We cooked a lot of food, and I have to say, Hans, thank you for making this possible. Thank you for being there. We know it was tough on you. We could tell toward the end he was running out of the pain medication. He was suffering greatly, and he stuck it out. And thank you to Joe and Brenda for the gift certificate you gave us. We're going to bring Jen on because I would never try to thank all the people who made this possible. We could not have done it. It cost a lot of money to do what we did yesterday, and with the people we got to volunteer and to give us things to give away, we made that work. With me, I made it work. I just decided. And don't you feel today it's more important than ever because of what happened yesterday?
Oh, I do. I do. I mean, to get to interact with people and them to actually get to see us, talk to us, become, be a part
Share
of
their
it.
stories.
Yeah.
And I have to say a special thank you to R&A Orchards. Those peaches were fresh picked, still had some leaves on them. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful, wonderful day.
Yeah, it was.
I wish Hans had felt better because I know we had to do things a little opposite. I would have done the music first. I'd have had the music first, and then I would have had the shooting the food, but we did it exactly opposite. You will get to see this program in approximately 2 weeks. It will be edited and it will be on ETC. This program will show you, Hans has been recognized by the state of Georgia. He was given a resolution yesterday. Jen Roberts is going to come on and talk about that because she was honored to read the resolution. David Ralston's mother-in-law passed away and David couldn't be there. So things were a little bit different. But it was a day. I hope we have more days like this.
I do too.
Now, you found something that's really unusual, and I've read this book over and over and over. I've never read this one, so you please read it to us.
Well, this is called Be Who You Are. You are God's special handiwork, equipped and anointed to be the person God has called you to be. The Bible says in Psalm 139 that God knew who you were before you were ever formed in your mother's womb. You have a unique gifts, abilities, and talents, and God has a unique plan for your life. The enemy may try to make you think you have to conform to the opinion of others, but if you are secure in who God made you, then you can resist those outside demands and pressures that try to mold you into something you're not. As you continue to grow in your relationship with the Lord through prayer, worship, and fellowship with other believers, you will gain confidence in the Lord that will free you from the opinions of man and allow you to be the person God has called you to be. And the prayer for today is, Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the unique gifts, abilities, and talents you've placed in my life. Show me how to use what you've given me to fulfill your plan and be a blessing to those around me today. I believe you have a good plan for my life, and I propose to be who you have called me to be. So no matter what gets in your way or who gets in your way, just hold on to God.
Hold on. And I have to say something to you because we talk about this all the time. We could not do the events we do without sponsors. And from day one, the Blue Star has been a sponsor here. From day one, we opened the show with the Blue Star. We've always had a Blue Star commercial in the thing, in the middle, somewhere. It takes a lot in today's economy to hold true to what you believe in. And I know you believe in this program.
I do believe in
And
this program.
And I appreciate what your family does by sponsoring it. It is one of those things, you know, we do choose to talk about things that matter to us, whether it be a Christian attitude or drug recovery like yesterday. And sometimes people will say, well, nobody wants to hear about those druggies. Oh, yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah,
they do. Oh, yeah, they do. And I said, you know, none of us are perfect. We're
Right.
only forgiven.
That's right.
And the ones who throw the rocks don't have a clue. Don't have a clue.
Well, I have found being on this program, there are some people who are so full of hate and they don't understand. And I pray for those people every day that they can get past that and see the good in everybody.
That's right. Well, I choose my guests. I try to choose them wisely. But occasionally, you know, and one of my family members said something about, well, nobody wants to hear about druggies. And I said, really? And I said, in a world today, if I were raising a teenager or I were raising grandchildren, I would want to know that people like this gentleman yesterday were in recovery and doing so well. One had been in recovery 23 years, and he's a counselor for the Drug Task Force. So occasionally, and y'all will pick up on sometimes, Charlene and I will get a little bit down because we'll hear something like that. We try to choose guests that totally show a variety of our area.
Right.
And our area is not perfect. And sometimes, you know, and you know the one thing I love, and you know I've told you this 1,000 times, the thing I love about the counties we serve are the way the churches come together.
Right.
These churches, and I'm a Baptist, you're a Baptist. Okay, I guess I'd be what you call Uptown Baptist. You're a Country Baptist?
Yeah.
Okay, we get along great.
Right.
We don't see a difference. And sometimes people will say, well, you had that so-and-so church on there. Well, yeah, I did, you know. And I don't understand why. I guess I'm just Well, I grew up in the 60s. I attended Martin Luther King's funeral. Lord knows I'm not prejudiced. And I just believe that we should all blend and be happy. And when people say something negative like, well, I've never gone to that church. Why do you visit that church? Well, because they invited me to, you know?
Well,
and it's funny how I don't see doors closing. I only see doors opening.
Well, that's true. And when we go to the singings, I've really learned.
We've been to some different churches.
Yeah, we have.
Honey, we've been to some little teeny Church of Gods. We've been to Church of Christ. We've been to
Big churches.
We've been to Pentecostal. We've been everywhere. But I never, when I step in that church door, I never think, oh, I'm in the so-and-so church. I just don't think that. Do you?
I know. I go for the singing, hoping that God will come, His Spirit will come, and that we can all be blessed and leave
And
happier than when we got there. I'm
That
sorry.
spirit, we feel it. And I don't care what church we're in.
Yeah.
We went to one over in Calhoun, little teeny church. And you know Miss Rita's voice. Yesterday we blew the speakers out 2 or 3 times. But it's, when we walked in that little tiny church, I thought, wonder what kind of church this is. And I wasn't asking because I wasn't going to go in if it was the wrong kind. I was just curious because it was a tiny church. We had 2 major groups in this church. They were hanging off the rafters. They were hanging out the windows. They were hanging out the, you know. And I thought, this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is amazing. So,
Well, you know, one of the best singings that me and you have been to together was at McHelen.
oh my gosh, a teeny church.
And I mean, we were all, the church was packed, people were
It was
standing
like this.
up. And I mean, but you talk about a
Oh,
blessing.
yeah.
So
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah.
have to be big,
Yeah.
it can be little, and
Yeah.
don't have to be a big crowd. You know, sometimes I worry about, especially when we have things, you know, the crowd.
Oh yeah,
And,
I don't because I truly believe that the right people are there for the right
I
reason.
know, and I'm learning.
You have to learn that. I'm telling you that. Because if they weren't there, there's a reason they weren't.
Right.
There's a reason they weren't. Maybe it was because they'd brought something negative to the table.
Right.
Maybe, you know, and so I truly believe that. And I am one of those, I don't care who shows up as long as I'm there and the musicians are there.
Well, you know, it's funny, me and Jerry talked about this, and I said the same thing to him, and he said, you don't worry about the crowd. He said, you put the singing out there, you talk about it, advertise it the best you can, then come, and he said, whoever is supposed to be there, whether it's a big crowd, little crowd, you sing to who's there, and the blessing comes. So it doesn't matter. We want everybody to come, of course.
Right.
And I do want to say one thing to our customers that come in the store. There is not a day goes by that somebody does not walk in that store and say, hey, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for Cherie. You touch us. Y'all say something that helps us. So to all of our customers who come in and talk to me and make me, you know, just, I'm humbled by everything y'all say to me. And I love all of you. So it's just, I just wanted to say that.
It is amazing because and what Freddie told on Monday was the truth. When I go in the grocery store, he's stuck in the car. If he don't go. Usually he goes in with me, but that day I said, Sugar, I'm just going to run in and pick up something. Well, that was a joke because I was in there an hour.
Yeah.
But that people want to share their stories,
Right.
and we want you to do
I
that.
wanna
And
hear
that's
it.
why yesterday was so important to us. And when you came and got me and told me about the little 88-year-old lady,
She's sweet,
oh,
precious.
how precious.
She's
how
sweet.
precious. And I said, I actually went to somebody's house in Fannin County because she called me and she said, I don't have a way to come and get a In the Garden CD I won. Could you mail it to me? I said, no, ma'am, I'll bring it to you. I drove to her house and took it to her.
Yeah.
She said, I can't believe you're standing in my living room. And I said, well, I am. You know? So y'all are so important to us. You mean so much to us, and we thank you so very, very much.
Yes, we do.
We thank
very
you
much.
so very,
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Well, right now we're going to take a break, and we're going to go to the community calendar. And when we come back from the community calendar, we have a ton of sponsors to thank from yesterday. And then I have some birthdays, and then I have a lot of things to talk about that are happening this weekend. One of the biggest things happening this weekend, you and I will be at Hickory Flat
Fellowship.
with the
Yes.
Joy Masters.
Yes, we will.
Friday night, I will be at Gaha. Hopefully, we will be packed to the max on the river. The only problem I see with that is in the real world, it's going to be 95 degrees, so y'all bring your casual clothes and sit down by the edge of the water with your feet
She don't
dangling
like
in the
to
water.
sweat.
I don't like to
She don't
sweat.
like to- me
I don't like to
neither,
sweat.
for
I
that
don't like to
matter.
sweat. Well, we are going to go to the community calendar. Today's community calendar is brought to you by Henry Cochran Funeral Home in Blue Ridge and Finch Cochran Funeral Home in McKaysville, specializing in memories. We'll be right back.
I remember when I saw you the first time, and that bashful little way you smiled at me, and you were so embarrassed when I asked your name and told you mine. I remember when I saw you the first time. I remember when I kissed you the first time, and the thrill of your soft, sweet lips on mine. Baby, you were so inviting. Loving you was so exciting. I remember when I kissed you the first time. I remember when I touched you the first time. The first time. And held your tender body so close to mine. The moment when we came together, I knew our love would last forever. I remember when I touched you the first time. The sweet love we've been sharing since the first time grows sweeter every day, like vintage wine. For the good times that we've been knowing somehow seem to keep on growing. I'm so thankful there ever was the first time.
We're back, and we have evidence that yesterday was wild and crazy in Fannin County. We had so much fun. Now, we don't have the evidence of the bloopers, but there were some bloopers because by the time we got to the Diplomats, it had been several hours. We had to do the shooting heart of the home first, and Hans was up there, and the key was to take care of Hans because he is still suffering with the major headaches. So we tried to be cautious, we tried to be quiet, we tried to even ask the audience not to applaud, which was tough. But it was fun. Now we're going to show you some photos. We have a slideshow done. This is the Diplomats. If y'all could have seen, Michael is sitting on the sink. Oh, and please go back to that photo. Lee, we've got a problem with the monitor. Please fix that so I can tell what we're doing. There you go. I want to talk about the lady who came in her car, Miss Patsy, in her little wheelchair. It's her car. It is what she calls her car. She rode that wheelchair to Town and Country. She was absolutely amazing. Now, at one time, Matt Dobler absolutely lost it. He giggled so much in the middle of the song, they had to stop. Miss Rita absolutely lost it. She giggled so much, they had to stop. Jimmy Pearson started the whole thing. It was absolutely wild and crazy. It was a great day of fellowship, but it was made possible. Now, there's the resolution. Jen, talk about the resolution that you read in honor of Hans.
Well, it was such an honor to be the courier for the Georgia House of Representatives and Representative David Ralston. And it just gave me a warm feeling to be able to share some of those thoughts about Hans and to Hans. And at one point, somebody said, "You tripped on a word," and I said, "No, I got choked up," and I had to stop because that's what I was thinking about. But there were so many wonderful people there, and to just spend that time. The really hard part on some of these shots when you're getting so many people is not to be jostled or to get everybody to stand still at the same time.
Right.
That was a challenge, but we
Yeah.
had a really good day.
Yeah.
And Hans was really on the mark for the most part. It did get really hard for him there
Toward
at
the end, it got very tough.
And
yeah.
then when he turned pale is when I got concerned.
When he turned pale, I thought he was going to hit the floor, and I got nervous. But I knew we had gone longer. But thank you to Eddie, and thank you to Debbie, who made this possible. Eddie made the most incredible chicken salad, and then Hans duplicated that chicken salad. Debbie's mom, Sandy Daughtry, whose son is serving in Iraq, made the peanut butter pies. Thank you to every single person. The Wharf Restaurant here in LJ made that incredible salad, and then Hans made the dressing.
Oh, that carrot and ginger dressing was wonderful.
David's father-in-law passed away. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, David Ralston was supposed to be there, but his father-in-law passed away, so that's why he wasn't there. There's Jacqueline, she emailed me about it 6 or 8 months ago, and that's how we became friends, and now they come to the community meal every week in McKaysville. That's that famous chicken salad.
That is the best chicken salad. It's delicious.
It is
Well, let me tell
unusual.
you, his deviled eggs on Monday night, too, are the to-die-for items
yeah.
that people line up for.
Yeah, but the chicken salad is now on the Heart of the Home
we
website.
are.
There we are. But the chicken salad is on the Heart of the Home website, and it is the peanut butter pie is also on there. So please check out www.heartofthehomerecipes.com. Rich Scott came and joined with us. We had so much fun, and you know, the most fun of all was just that personal that we've missed for so long. That personal, we really do miss that.
Well, you had a number of people there yesterday who
Who've
that
never
was
been
their
to a
very
show.
first
Yeah.
event. And
Yeah.
they didn't know what was going on, and we had so much fun with them.
And there's Freddie.
And
Yes, sir, Mr.
right there in
Brackett.
the middle. Driving things around
Yes,
like he does so
oh
well.
man, I tell you. I told him last night, I said, thank you so much
There's
for
theirs.
making, there,
There's
okay,
that
this is
lady.
Miss Bessie Long. Thank you so much for coming to join with us. She's 88 years old, never misses a show. And there we are, and I'm gonna tell you something, that man has totally made my life doable, and I thank him so very, very
He's
much.
precious.
And there we are with that pie.
I said, I don't know how
People
many
love
trips
that
I
pie.
made him run to the motorhome yesterday, but I know he was probably, he didn't say a word, not a word, but anybody else would have said, why don't you tell me everything you want at one time? But anyway,
Now, out of everything she could have had us all said, she lets us come on with the pie. And she
Yes.
says, you know, there we are lined up waiting to go on. We walk in and we go, did somebody say pie?
that's all right. Now there's Debbie, her brother Tim is serving in Iraq. He will be home soon. He is coming home for about, I think she says he leaves Baghdad Sunday.
Sunday.
I believe that's
Just
right.
to leave on Father's Day.
Isn't that amazing? And I can't wait to see him. I can't wait to have him back in Fannin County. Yesterday was an incredible day for all of us. It was an incredible day to share this community. Now, Jen, can we talk about some of the people who made it possible?
I can't thank all of these people enough, and let me just go down the list. First of all, Representative Ralston in the Georgia House of
And Tom
Representatives.
Graves, Representative Tom Graves.
Town and Country Furniture, Appalachian Memories, Trevor's 2 on the river in McKaysville, Ella J. Florist, the Wharf Express Restaurant, Ella J's Dairy Queen, Hometown Florist, the Natural Wellness Center, the Woodbridge Inn, Trevor's General Store here in LJ, Corks and Crumbs in LJ, Chef and the Fat Man who gave us cookbooks and seasonings to give out, Susan Maycant and Mama Maycant's Mountain Morsels, RNA Orchards, the Blue Star Supermarket, Gilmer Arts and Heritage Association, Blackberry Ridge Eatery. You know, Pam is such a sweetheart.
I tell you, she is
She
one
was an
fine
angel
lady. Yep.
and feeding us lunch yesterday afternoon, late lunch. ETC for those great door prizes they
Right.
gave. Copper Hill Cabins, the Nifty 50 Cafe, the Heart of the Home for the things that you gave. Nancy Fangles, balloon artist here in LJ, Pizza King, David White and James Berger, that apron he let us give away yesterday. And everyone
And we
who
have
worked.
to say, you know, James kind of was a late bloomer in the community meal. He started coming to the community meal in the fellowship. The fellowship is why he's there. And it is so much fun to see he and David sitting there talking to people they used to work with at Levi. And when he walked in and gave us an apron, that was the sweetest thing.
He was a
That was the
sweetheart.
sweetest thing.
I didn't realize till yesterday, he lost his wife and then he lost his son 8 months later,
Right.
both to cancer.
Right.
And you talk about a trial for someone to walk
yeah.
through, and he's walked through that valley of fire.
And we talk about that all the time. You lost your husband young. I lost mine young. You know, we have all faced something. But we don't know what the other fella has faced. And yesterday when you found out about James, I knew he'd lost his son and his wife, because I knew what it's like to deal with that double whammy at one time, walking into that funeral home twice and making those arrangements again. I know what it's like. Been there, done that. Not many people experience it twice, but it is one tough act to do.
Well, he
Very
seems to have come out on the strong
He's
side
doing
of
great.
it, and he has such an enjoyable sense of humor. And let me tell you, David, in the drawings yesterday, David White was so excited. He won a set of the tickets for the Rome Braves. So he called again, last night to say his daughter and her children were going to be so excited. Those tickets were 6th row behind home plate.
It's going to be awesome.
So they're going on Sunday the 28th, and he said he just can't wait. He's just giggling all over the place about that. So David, have a good time and enjoy yourself.
And we will be out again doing meet and greets again. We're going to do one on a Thursday. We're going to actually go to Blackberry Ridge Eatery and just hang out. Most of them won't be as elaborate as yesterday because we won't be filming Heart of the Homes every single time, but we will be doing meet and greets. We're going to go to Ducktown, up to a new restaurant up there. We're going to cover your area. We will be covering you. And anytime you see the motorhome, stop and see if we're there, because we will be traveling in the motorhome. We will be coming to your communities. We're going to start from Ball Ground to Ducktown, and we're going to do it. We may end up in Turtletown, and I have some things I need to do. People email us, and thank you for doing that, because sometimes they end up in cyberspace. I've had some computer glitches at my office lately. But we have a couple of birthdays. This is Lucas Pack on 6/19, lives in Turtletown, and Amanda Pack on 6/23, Sweet 16, love Mom and Dad. These folks sent me an email at home, and I give out my email address. You can go to the Heart of the Home website and send it to me. Last week when my computer crashed, I thought I'd lost everything. So, or you can call here and have them added to the birthday calendar. We also have something, I've already been talking about this for a while, but there's going to be a free block party on July the 3rd from 6 to 8 p.m. at McCaysville First Baptist Church. Stay for the fireworks. I will be there. I will start my day, July the 3rd. We're off. I really don't know how to act. We are not going to be working on Friday, but I've chosen a really good show to re-air. On July the 3rd, I will be at the Hoist House with the Miners event with the Barker brothers. I'll get there at 3, stay there until about 6, and then I'm going down to McCaysville to the block party. So if you can come, please come and join us at McCaysville First Baptist Church. This is, it's kind of that community giving back. They'll have food and fun and games, and then stay there for the fireworks. So
And the
that'll
Barkers, what more could you ask for?
Well, yeah, and the Barker brothers will be at the Hoist House. So now let's talk about Friday night one more time, and then we got to send you to Costco. You got places to go and
I've
people
got
to
places
see.
to go and things to do. Friday night, again, the Gilmer Arts and Heritage Association will be sponsoring their first picnic by the river. The doors will open for people to start setting up at 5 p.m. We'll judge the tables about 7. About 7:30, the Barkers will kick off and play till about 10. It's a beautiful facility. Bring a lawn chair, and for $10, get a concert from Scott and Angie and those 3 boys
And
that are
those
so
precious
phenomenal.
boys, yeah.
We missed Wesley yesterday, but he'll be with us on Friday. He's been in Washington, D.C. with his class. But we want to invite everyone. You're welcome to come down. Again, $10 and a lawn chair. You don't have to do a table. You don't have to decorate. If you want information about any of the programs that GAHA does, please call us at 706-635-5605. We'll be there. We're doing our John Deere table with the Barkers, and David White was the winner of a table, and they're putting their program together. And we just expect a wonderful evening on in that beautiful ETC facility there on the Coosawhattie River.
Well, you haven't heard it yet, but Angie Barker has just written a new song. Her children were both born prematurely, very, very prematurely, 4 years apart, but very, very premature. Her children, every child is a blessing from God and a gift from God. Her children are special, special boys. She has written a song, and it's called A Mother's Prayer. Now, I've only heard her do it, a little bit of it one time. I have heard the CD. The CD is done. She cannot publicly sing that song without crying, and I understand why, because I've heard it, but I hope there will be a point in time that you'll be able to purchase that song. It is, if you're a mom, if you've gone through something special, if you have a special needs child, I'm going to tell you something. That mother's prayer will tear you up.
Imagine having 2 children. At one point, one of them weighs 2 pounds and ounces, and The other one weighed 3 pounds and a few ounces. And to look at that, that is so small when you think about, that's the size of your hand. And those boys really are blessings when you look at what
they are.
teenagers can be into
And when
nowadays.
she wrote this song, she said, it is just about my boys. It is about my boys.
Well, she's going to try it Friday night, and she's promised me
I
Knoxville.
don't know.
She's promised Knoxville. They've promised Wagon Wheel, which is my favorite. We got them to
Yeah.
sing that one yesterday. But I just think people will enjoy being out there in that beautiful setting.
For $10.
And it's going to be warm, but you know what? The river's cold. We're going to have the fans turned on. It's going to be on in the evening. The sun will be down, and we're just going to have a good time. If we get hot, go down and put your feet in the river. It's
That's
clean.
right.
It's a beautiful spot. We've had people fish for mountain trout right there. You and I are not going to be out in the middle of that river. I know that.
I got to share this with y'all. Yesterday, country girl here takes a walk down a country road, a dirt road, and I have on sandals. I don't like dirt feet. So I get dirt in my shoes, and I'm like, ew. It was funny. So we walked down to the creek, and somebody wanders out into the creek, and he said, come on. I said, uh-uh. And I'm looking everywhere for snakes. I didn't see a snake, but I still wouldn't get in the creek. He said, come on.
Well, I've been in the river there at the ETC Center, and I'm not as worried about that spot as I am other spots of the river. But this is a beautiful wide spot. There are
It's gorgeous.
There are a lot of rapids that are right there, but they're workable rapids, and ETC keeps it so clean, so beautiful that you literally can just walk down and go on out on the rocks or in the water. They have
It's
tables.
a great place to take photos.
It's wonderful.
Beautiful.
Well, the first tables that sold were the tables out under the trees down on the riverside. That you talk about sitting there, and yes, you do get that breeze right
Oh,
off
yeah.
it. Those tables went just like that.
Now, are there tables still available?
There are still a couple of tables available, and we urge everyone to come over. Again, the best deal in town is the $10 lawn chair. And you're going to be there meeting and greeting like you do so well.
yeah.
And I'll be
Oh, yeah.
flitting from table to table
The
to table.
motorhome's going to be there too because it's got air conditioning.
Well, I was trying to figure out last night, talking to Scott, how we could just pull it right out under the facility, but I
I'll
think
tell
I
you.
found you a spot, so we're going to be good.
Yeah, motorhome will be there, air conditioning and all.
But I
yeah.
just want to thank you for what you did yesterday, watching the people respond to you.
It was amazing. It
And
was
for
amazing.
those 3 people that spoke to me in Walmart last night, because I had on your ETC shirt yesterday, and 3 different people stopped me last night to say, hey, are you part of that show? Cherie is wonderful. Tell her how much we enjoy it.
Such a good job.
2 men and 1 lady. But this one man said, I wouldn't miss that show at night for the world. And he said, by the way, oh my God, it's nearly 6 o'clock. I got to go. So I love
funny.
that. So thank you for what you do.
It is
and
an awesome honor.
It's a thrill
It
to be able to
is.
be
It
with
is.
you. So thank
It
you.
is so much fun. Okay, well, we're going to take a break now. We're going to go to the weather. Today's weather is brought to you by Appalachian Community Bank and Gilmer County Bank, a great bank to come home to. When we come back, we're going to talk to a Vietnam veteran. A lot of history and a lot of things to talk about.
Well, I ain't your fool. I'm not falling. I'm not falling in love with you. I play by my rules, and believe me, you don't want me too close to you. And even though you look so fine, I've been on this broken road one too many times. Slow down, sister, 'cause I just can't love you, but I just can't get you off my mind. Oh, and Lord knows I need you, but I just don't wanna put this rusted heart up on the line. I've heard people say that I'm crazy for avoiding you, but honey, I got my freedom and my reasons, all the reasons for what I do. But that last kiss just did me in, and I don't wanna look at you as something more than just a friend. Oh, so slow down, sister, 'cause I just can't love you, but I just can't get you off my mind. Oh, and Lord knows I need you, but I just don't wanna put this rusted heart up on the line. Oh, slow down, sister. I gotta make you mine. All I'm asking for is just a little I just can't get you off my mind. Oh, Lord knows I need you, but I just don't wanna put this rusted heart up on the line. Slow down, sister. Ooh,
Yeah,
would you slow down, slow down, slow down, just one time?
Three, two, one, we're back.
We're back.
Okay, we're back. We are joined by Willie Young. Now, you've been a guest before when we talked about your family history.
Yes, ma'am.
Today, we're going to talk about Vietnam. We are approaching the 4th of July. It is Independence Day in America. It is a time that we honor all soldiers. We honor America's independence. And today, more than ever, don't you think that's a very important thing to talk about?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, being a Vietnam vet, have you ever had negative things happen to you?
Well, all down through the journey we have some, but I try to look at it this way. If somebody throws you a lemon, try to make lemonade.
You got that right.
You're right.
You got
So-
that right. Well, I want to ask you something. Is this you?
Yes, ma'am.
He was a hottie. A young you. See, I never think about Vietnam. How old were you? 18?
No, I was 22 years old.
22
there.
years
21,
old.
21.
What about that? Now, imagine leaving the community you grew up in and ended up in a foreign country like Vietnam. How did you handle that?
Well, first of all, I went to boot camp in Great Lakes, then went to San Diego, California, then to
Well, going to Great Lakes, Michigan's enough to shock you to death.
Port Hueneme, California. So then I went from there to Guam, from Guam down to Yap Island, then come
And
back.
this is Da Nang. Now, we have all heard about Da Nang.
Yeah.
And we have all heard about the things that went on there.
And then from Guam, we were supposed to come back home, but we went to Da Nang, September 1965.
Have you seen the movie Good Morning Vietnam with Robin Williams?
I've seen some of the movies.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a true story. How realistic do you think it was?
Well, I don't know if I saw that particular one or not,
Okay.
but
Okay.
there's a lot of fiction goes into to some of the movies, to make it more.
I think this one was pretty realistic, and I remember Robin Williams did an awesome job. He was a radio operator there, and he was trying to keep things positive and upbeat and keep the negatives away, and he had a lot of trouble with the military. How much of the truth did you see in Vietnam, and how much do you think was covered up?
Well, a lot of it was covered up. For example, President Nixon said that we have no troops in Cambodia. And at the same time he was saying it, there's a boy right here in LJ that was in the Army. He was in Cambodia. So, they, how politicians are. They'll tell anything to get the job done. Most of them will. I mean,
Sometimes they do, you're
Yeah.
right.
So that's some of the people that were there. They had bicycles were a common way of getting around, and that's me and two
Da Nang,
other.
1965. That
Yeah.
is amazing. That
Yeah.
is, oh man, that is incredible. You're so lucky to have these photos now. Do you ever
I
put on
them all
disc
over
to
on
save
disc.
them?
Everything's
okay.
on disc. And here's a
That's
couple
awesome.
more that was.
This you?
Yeah, that's 1965.
Wow.
And
Wow.
This one's 1964 in San Diego.
Now, Navy, were you drafted?
No, I went in voluntarily. Let me say this about, actually it was a Seabees is part of the Navy. We were, it's an organization that does construction work for the Marines, Air Force, Army. We did it for everyone. And here's a brief history of the Seabees. During World War II, there was a Rear Admiral by the name of Ben Morrell, Chief of the Bureau of Navy Docks. He wanted to find a way to get construction done because you couldn't have civilians out there on the front line defending themselves because they would be, they just couldn't do it according to the rules that they had.
Right.
So he started the Seabees, and they built this They built bases and different things. And here's one thing that General MacArthur said about the Seabees, General of the Army. The only trouble with UCBs is that you don't have enough of them. General Douglas MacArthur. Now, this was coming from a man from a different branch. But the Seabees are involved in many things. They do a lot of things for the local people in Vietnam. They wasn't just there to build things. We built airstrips, we built building pads, we did a lot of things to help the local people. That's what it's all about. If you can get the local people on your side, then you've accomplished something.
I think we're seeing that in Iraq today.
Yeah.
Because the people, you know, freedom to them, freedom. Can you imagine freedom? And they are now looking at a positive with the American people. Not that you've come here to destroy us, but you're going to help us rebuild. So it's a very different time now, isn't it?
Right, and during the Korean War, the Navy realized that they needed an airstrip in Cubic Point in the Philippines. And they was going to get a civilian contractor to do this work because it wasn't in a war zone at that. So they said it couldn't be done. They called the Navy in. The first Seabees arrived was MCB-3. That's my old outfit. Mobile Construction Battalion 3.
Lee, we need to get this.
October the 2nd, 1951, followed by MCB-5, November the 5th, 1951, and over the years there's other outfits added to it. But the Seabees have played a big part in every major thing that have happened. A lot of people never heard of the Seabees. It's a very small outfit. It's part of the Navy, but we don't go aboard ships. We do, you know, we dress like the Marines. We take military training with the Marines at Camp Pendleton, California.
North Carolina or California?
No, we didn't go to North Carolina. At Camp
Camp
Pendleton.
Lejeune is in North Carolina,
Yeah, right.
isn't it?
We went to a rifle range, and you got a, usually you get some kind of something if you hit the target instead of an officer. And this is some of the sea rations that we had. That's a
You
pick
know,
on.
Willie, if we open this, reckon what this is?
It'd be hard to say. A love will explode.
Lordy me.
I don't
had,
think we'll open it, do you?
But you know what it says on it that I think is so interesting? American Bread Company, Nashville, Tennessee. This was locally produced for soldiers to eat in the field.
Right.
What you reckon's in here?
That's a pick-on roll.
That's what it says, pecan.
Pick-on roll. We had ham and lima beans, which
Yeah.
was people didn't like too well, but my job in the service, I run heavy equipment, a D8 Caterpillar. And you could take this ham and lima beans and lay them on a manifold of a D8, and they got real hot. If you didn't forget and leave them there, if you did, you'd explode. And you're talking about something that tastes good after about 20 minutes on that manifold.
Now, how long were you in Vietnam?
Well, I was there 4 times.
Wow.
In 1965, as I said, we were supposed to go back to the States from Guam. I'd been down on a detachment on Yap Island. Nobody's ever heard of Yap Island. But anyway, it's
That's
off from
kind of
Guam.
like Mineral Bluff. Till I went there, nobody ever heard of it
And
either.
so we came back to Guam, and of course I wasn't married at that time. I didn't care, you know, where we went or what happened. So we went to Vietnam for 4 months. Loaded everything, went over on a ship. At that time, we did transport on a ship one time. And a lot of the guys didn't like it because they wanted to go home to see their children and wives. Well, I wasn't married, so I didn't care where we went or what happened, really. So we went on to Vietnam, and my mother didn't know that I was in Vietnam until she saw the little thing in the corner that said free. If you was in the service there, you didn't have to pay no postage. So she put 2 and 2 together and figured out I was in Vietnam. Then we come back. See, we come back as a battalion, then we'd go back, and we'd go back, everyone take leave, come home for 30 days, we'd go back through the same training. Then we'd go back to Vietnam again. So we went to Chu Lai this time. And when Chu Lai, we stayed there 9 months. Then we came back, same thing again, went back to Hue Phu Bai. So I was there when the Tet season, if you don't know if you know about Tet or not, but it's when all hell broke loose. Everything they had, they poured it at us. And you know, we was like, I don't remember what time of the year, but it was real cold. Even in Vietnam, it gets cold. But we was over there and had to hit the lines and sleep that night, all night in the foxhole, just shorts, whatever you had, if you was in your shorts or whatever, sleeping at night. You didn't have pajamas in the service. So we had to hit the lines, and you talking about freezing to death. I thought we would freeze. Next day we got up and went on back to work just like nothing happened.
Did you lose anybody in your group?
Did I what?
Did anybody in your group
we
die?
lost. I was out on detachment a lot. They found out that I, for some reason, I don't know, maybe to get rid of me, I don't know. But anyway, it was a special group that went out on detachment, really. We'd go out and work at a rock crusher, making rock, then they would haul it back in. So what happened, we had what they called a Kit Carson scout. The Marines used them to, they were Vietnamese that would travel with the Marines, interpreters. And so one night they hit us pretty hard, and they went into, one of them dove under one of our D8 dozers. So they thought that'd be a safe place. Well, what happened, a mortar lands back here from the enemy. So they got to looking for him the next morning, and they couldn't find him. They thought, well, he's deserted us. He was under the dozer dead. Everywhere I went, right after I was there, seemed like I had like 2 hours left in Vietnam. So I was up getting a haircut, ready to come back to the States. Already had our sea bags packed down on the volleyball court and everything. Here a mortar comes in, hits one of our guys and kills him.
Oh my gosh.
And I just, everywhere I was there 4 times, I never got, by the enemy, never got a scratch.
It's amazing.
By the grace of God.
Yeah.
The good Lord was looking after me.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a question. Does it bother you or worry you, the deal about North Korea, everything that's going on in the news now? I mean, do you think it will escalate into anything, or?
Well, let me say this. I don't mean to be negative about anything, but George Patton, the general from World War II, if you ever saw that movie.
Amazing man.
If they had let him loose, turned him loose and let him
Cleaned house.
done what needed to be done,
Oh yeah.
you wouldn't have these problems today. Yeah, it bothers me to think that our men would go over there and die, then we would leave these countries like we have to leave, and
things not taken care
just
of.
turn it back over to these people that don't care anything about us.
Yeah.
You know, we lost a lot of good men in Vietnam, World War II, the Korean War, or World War I, the Afghanistan, and everywhere.
Yeah.
Even the war in that we're fighting today.
I remember when Operation Desert Shield started, and then Operation Desert Storm. There should have been a finishing point then. There should have been a finishing point then. So.
Well, if you look at it this way, in Vietnam, I was there. I know firsthand. I was there with the helicopter pilots. I was there with the big jets going to North Vietnam. Some of them didn't come back. At the companies that were represented there, Caterpillar, from everything, the people that make barbed wire, sea rations, everything. It's politics. They were, a lot of companies got rich. A lot of them are getting rich today in the war overseas today. And, you know, but to see, I believe that every politician should have to serve in the military because they don't have a clue as to what's going on. Some of them, you know, they said went to Canada, some of our former presidents, you know, they shouldn't be allowed to be a president.
I find it very strange.
Served in the military.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's very strange that the man who is commander-in-chief has never put on a uniform. I think military background you must have. And I don't care who's running for president. I think y'all have military background.
Not saying anything
I don't
against
think you
our
can-
president.
No,
we
I
need
just
to
think-
pray for our president. Don't get me wrong.
No, this should be a job qualification.
Right.
If you choose to run for the president, you know,
Right.
the sheriff's coming on Friday, and I've got him on my brain because he was there yesterday. But if you choose to run for president, I think a military background would be excellent because he is,
You need it.
for goodness sake, they call him the commander-in-chief. He is the boss.
And some of them
So-
don't have a clue as to what's going on.
No, it's very scary. Very scary. So what do you do now to stay busy?
Well, we have a CB reunion every year. We get together. A few of us do, not all of us.
How many of that group are left?
Well, we was in a battalion. They were coming and going, but we have just a special group that gets together. We meet every year. Like 1 year, it was in Nashville last year, Bronson, Missouri, Las Vegas, and all these different places, Reno, Gulfport, Mississippi. But the CBs, I'd like to talk a little bit about them real fast.
Okay.
I don't know how much time we have left, but they are located in Gulfport, Mississippi, and in Port Hueneme, California right now. And they're building a CB museum in Port Hueneme, California, which is next to Oxnard, which is in Ventura County, California. And they have taken up $10 million to build this museum. It's the state of the art. And we have people that are in charge out there that's taking the money, and different companies like Caterpillar's been good to donate money. But if anyone would like to donate any money for this good cause, they're still taking up money to put stuff like whatever, you know, into the museum.
Would you give this up to send it to the museum?
I would, yeah. I was thinking about it. But down in Gulfport, Mississippi, there's a gentleman down there. He's a retired captain, which is the same thing as a colonel in the Army or Air Force. Captain William C. Hildebrand, and his telephone number is 228-865-0480. And he'd be glad to take any donation, $5, $10, or some people have donated $1 million
Wow.
to
That's
this
incredible.
organization.
Yeah.
And they are now hoping to have this thing open by sometime in 2010. And you can buy brick going in for $100, $100, $125. I think it's $125. And you'll have your name, your outfit you was in on that brick.
Are you going to do that?
I've already done it.
Have you?
I've already done
Good.
it. I was in MCB 3 and MCB 8, but 3 had the name of being better than the best. That was our slogan. So each battalion had their own thing, but MCB 3 is one of the oldest of the battalions, and it's still in existence today in Port Hueneme. We went back there in 2000, and we had a reunion there in 2000, and the town has all changed. I didn't even know my way around hardly, you know. But the CBs is, like I say, it's a good organization, and if anyone thinking about going into service to learn a trade, like I say, I worked in heavy equipment, run cranes, motor graders, dozers, and CBs. We had better equipment than a lot of the other military organizations. Like we went into Da Nang, and they wanted a road built up on a mountain called Monkey Mountain. The Marines is going to put a missile battalion up there. And another military outfit, they said it couldn't be done. Couldn't get a road up there, let alone build it. So they give it to us to do, and we did the job.
Wow.
We had a slogan, the hard things we do now, the impossible takes just a little bit longer.
That's a good slogan. That's a good slogan. I need that written on my wall.
The impossible takes just a little bit longer. But we have a admiral, he's retired, Ben Montorio. He's heading up this thing for the CB Museum in California. He has a lot of people. He goes and makes speeches, and he was, by the way, he was in our outfit, MCB3, as a lieutenant.
Do you think there's a website for this that people
Yes,
could check out?
you can go on to just type CBs, and that's all you need to do, SEABEES. You don't have to put .com and just hit enter, and it'll take you to it. Then if you want to go further, you can go into MCB3. You can go into anybody that was in the CBs or any military organization. If you type your old outfit, the name of it in there, it will take you to it. It's amazing what you can do with Google. Just type it in, and it'll take you there, and you might have to do a little searching going here. But anyone that's a young person that's looking for a career when he comes out of the service, the CBs is an excellent. They have equipment operators, mechanics, builders that build different things. They have, oh my God, engineering aid, they call it. They did the surveying for us. They have construction mechanics. They worked on her.
Let me ask you
equipment.
this, they would retire just like a military retirement? Is that the same thing?
It's we're part of the United States Navy.
Great retirement.
We're part of the United States Navy, and sometimes, you know.
Is there a naval recruiting office around Atlanta?
Pardon me.
Is there a naval recruiting office around Atlanta?
I'm sure there is. You can go to Dalton, or I'm sure you can get on there and find a Dalton 800 number on the internet. But the Seabees is a great outfit. It's a great way to serve your country, and in the meantime, it's a great way to learn a trade. So many children, kids get out of high school, they don't have a clue as to what, they don't know where they're washing or hanging out.
You got that right.
So if they go into the service, get them a trade or go into something. If you're not going to go into service, go to college. I tell everybody, excuse my, maybe I shouldn't use this expression, but if you don't have a college education now, you're just like a one-legged man going to a tail end kicking. You just can't get anywhere without a college education today. You just can't. It
And
just don't happen.
military is a great way to get that education and let them pay for it, isn't
I
it?
have a friend in Dalton, Mike Gibson. His daughter's going into the service as a reservist, and they're sending her to college for 4 years. But you got to meet their.
Right.
Yeah, she's
right.
going into the Army Reserves, and when she gets out, she'll be going active duty.
Did you retire military or not?
No, I stayed 6 years.
Okay.
6 years. But I'm like Roger Miller, the country singer. He said that his Army time was his college education. And you know, you'd be surprised what you can learn. Like you say, you see a lot of things in Vietnam that's negative. You see a lot of things that are positive. But overall, you know, I wouldn't trade my military time for $1 million right now.
Isn't that
If I
something?
could go back and somebody say, here's $1 million, I'd say, no, thank you. I wouldn't make things different, do things different, you know. But I had a good time in the service. They sent me to Thailand 3 times on R&R. That's someplace in Bangkok, Thailand's a beautiful town. Went to Sydney, Australia. That's a beautiful place to go.
So great opportunities from the military.
Oh, the military it's a great. If you're not going to go to college, why sit around and twiddle your thumbs about what needs to be done? You know, get it done.
I know a lot of the teenagers today are twiddling their thumbs texting.
Texting.
Yeah.
So many
We
kids
see
get
that a
out of
lot.
high school, they don't have a clue as to what they want to do. Go into the service. You know, you don't have to go in there shooting people.
Right.
You know, our outfit was, we mostly was to build things, but we were taught to defend ourselves also.
If you had to.
We went with the Marines, where the Marines were at, we were there.
Good for you.
The
Good for
Marines
you.
were a great bunch of people.
Well, thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for
Yes, ma'am.
sharing this. This is wonderful. Hang on right now. We're going to take a break. We're going to go to the obituaries. Today's obituaries are brought to you by More Furniture in Jasper, where you always get more for your money. Go by and give Maxine a hug and tell her for the effort she made with the singing convention. There'll be another one coming up when?
September.
September.
Yep.
Right now, we're going to go to the obits.
Never been known as a rich man. I don't have great talent or fame. I've not seen the world's 7 wonders. Not many folks know my name. But none of those things really matter. I've got joy this world can afford, and the only reason I'm living and breathing is simply to love the Lord. When my time has ended, my race on earth has been run.
We're back. We're back. Guess what? Today is going to be a recap day. I chose the last show we did out in the field. It was on my birthday, January the 13th, Tuesday, January 13th, 2009, at Appalachian Technical College. It's the last time we got to go out and meet and greet y'all. It was a lot of fun. We had music, we had food, we had fellowship, we had, actually Bill Simons came down and honored me from Fannin County. It was a good day. Today, we are recovering from yesterday. It was a fun day, it was a fast day, it was a busy day. My child called me as I was leaving yesterday and said, "Where are you?" And I said, "Well, we just shot 3 shows." And so he said, "So?" And I thought, "So?" I thought, "I'm tired,
Should have
son."
been there.
Should have been there. But it takes a lot of effort to go out and do the meet and greets. But
Yeah.
it is important to us, and we want to share some footage from the Appalachian Technical one. This is the one when we took the whole crew. We called it a live remote. We don't do those anymore because the cost of them just went out the roof.
I think I still had curly hair in this one.
You did. So I was going to warn Charlene. We both look a little different. I may have had blacker hair. She had curly hair. But we're going to go to the footage from Appalachian Technical College. It's also a day that somebody walked up the aisle and I said, "Hey there, there's my buddy from ball
changed
ground."
her life forever.
Changed my life forever. But it's funny because we watched the playback and he's coming in and he said, "What did you do with the birthday card you gave me?" I put it up somewhere. I don't know where it is, but that was a great day, and
Yeah, it
thank you,
was.
and thank you once again to everybody who came out yesterday, especially Bessie Long and Patsy Kincaid. I can't thank you enough. Yeah. We're going to go to this footage at Appalachian Technical College. I want you to pay attention to some of the things you may see because when we come back, I'm going to ask a trivia question. If you really, really like baseball and you really, really want to go to a Braves game over in Rome, we have 6 tickets behind home plate plus a parking pass. It doesn't get any better than this. We don't want you to win it if you're not going to use it, so don't just call to win. But you know, if you would like to take your family, 6 tickets. So pay attention to this footage from Appalachian Technical College, and when we come back, I'm going to ask you a question about it. Welcome to North Georgia Now Today. This is the absolute most wonderful day because today I am officially older than dirt.
No, you're not.
I am older than dirt. At 58, when they bring you an arrangement that has as many flowers as your age and it is massive, then we're in trouble. That thing is big.
You
That
sent
thing
me
is
30
big.
for my 30th, so.
It wasn't that big, was it?
Yes.
It was pretty big. It was
That is 58 gorgeous yellow roses. Now, could we get a man from Lackland Air Force Base in a really good uniform to deliver them next time? Okay.
Well, we had to go with
Absolutely beautiful. If we have technical difficulties, welcome to Live TV. Welcome Copper Basin. Hey Jennifer, how are you? Hey ladies, welcome Fannin County, welcome Gilmer County, and welcome Higgins County. Today is all about Appalachian Technical College being the base for what makes this community work. It provides jobs, it provides an education, it provides a lot of things that keep us based at home, and that's very, very important in today's economy. If you don't have to drive, tell me what it costs for a child to go to college. When you drive away from here, you're supposed to say, too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
a lot.
Too much.
But
too
actually,
much.
since she's transferred to Kentucky now, it's going to actually cost about, I'm hoping, $10,000 less a year.
Well,
So,
she could if
it's
we
been a
had
lot.
That's still a lot.
if we had audio and videography here, and we're going to have that in July at the Chattahoochee campus, then she wouldn't be in Kentucky. She could eat supper at my house every night. So I think it's important with the merger that we are bringing colleges together. I don't think there's anything a kid wants to go to school for now that they couldn't do in the Appalachian Technical program. So in the near future, hey girls, Lord, there's that woman that buck dances.
Oh, good.
Reckon we could get her to buck dance today.
I bet you we could
might.
beg,
I think we
like I
might.
did before.
I think we might. Today is going to be a day about celebrating our communities coming together. When we started this program a year ago, I knew nobody in the Copper Basin. Today I have quite a few friends in the Copper Basin, and I love it. I love going to Fannin County. I love hanging out in Gilmer County. I love coming home every night. You know, this is still home. It will be. But someday I may have a second home in Fannin County, someday real soon. Hint, hint. But it is, this is about these communities. Because of the interstate, thank goodness, you can drive from Fannin County to here in 32 minutes without getting a speeding ticket, if you're lucky.
Yeah, right.
If you're lucky. But we are you know, we have the rivalry, Gilmer Pickens. Oh, the purple and the green. You've got on purple today. Did you
And
know
so
that?
does Sylvia, and
That's
she's let me wear her purple bling bling
I
today.
see that.
So.
I see that. Well, thank you to everybody who brought me birthday cards, and best of all, thank you for bringing your presents. That's what matters to me. Just you being here is what it's all about. In the last year, we have developed some wonderful friendships. We're going to bring a man on now to talk about Appalachian Technical College. He has, no, they're not. Do you want us to move the balloons? The balloons are in the way. David Simmons has actually just become the president of Appalachian Technical College, and we're going he'll tell you that.
Can I say something first? Okay.
Oh, here it comes.
I'm so blessed and honored and want to wish my mom a happy birthday. You know that I believe, as Sylvia Brown says, that we pick our parents before we get here to take this journey through life. And when I picked you, I got the best.
Thank you.
You are a beautiful person and you touch everyone that you meet. Your kindness and generosity is more than describable. You have taught me to never give up no matter what life throws at you. Keep on pushing forward and never give up. I am so proud of your accomplishments, and it makes me so proud to call you my mom. I thank God for this special day that He let you come into the world and honor your birthday and the special person that you are. We have a rose for every year of your incredible journey through life, but their beauty can never compare to you. I love you and cherish you and wish you a blessed day. All my love.
Thank you. And I was born on Friday the 13th. Oh, gosh. Well, right now we are going to go to the weather, and when we come back, you're going to get to meet the man who makes everything at Appalachian Technical College work perfectly. Hang around, we'll be right back.
college to standardize.
Okay, that's when we used to go on the road. That's when we used to take the whole crew. That's when we had some technical difficulties.
January weather.
January weather. We love that, showing y'all the weather, because they said, do you want to show the weather? And I said, well, yeah, I'd like for it to be 30 today so I'm not sweating. but that was our last live show out in the field with the whole crew. It was so much fun, and we appreciate it. Donna Garrison played the piano for us that day.
Yep.
We were about to start David Simmons' interview, but that day, somebody from Ball Ground walked in, and I said, hey there's my buddy from Ball Ground. That day kind of moved me along and changed things, because I decided I'm not getting older, I'm getting better.
Right.
I'm not going to sit down and do nothing. I'm going to start really living my life. And I have this slogan, don't plan your life, live your life. Well, and on the motorhome, I got it wrong. It says don't plan your life, live it. But yesterday, the little ladies who came to see us encouraged me more to live my life, because when I saw Patsy coming down that hill on that wheelchair, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, she doesn't let anything stop her.
No, she didn't.
She didn't let anything stop her. And do you remember what's wrong with her? She told me she's paralyzed on part of her side.
No, I don't.
And I just thought, you know, she was dressed in this beautiful yellow outfit, and she was so positive, and she was just so happy to be there with us. And I thought, man, what a testimony! What a testimony! Yeah. So don't plan your life, live your life, and live it to the fullest. And in January, I did a little reevaluation of me, and I was doing nothing but working and stressing, and now I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm having a good time. And yesterday I just said, let's take a walk down the country road. And let me talk
Look at
about
this.
this. Let me.
Do that
I
one.
got to do this birthday. This lady, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, she is. I have known her forever. Miss Freddie Hamrick, you are such a beautiful, beautiful lady. I love you dearly. I love your sweet daughters. Thank you for being a fan who watches every single day. I know things are tough, and God bless Phil. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes. Happy birthday to you. She used to walk in Mama's sandwich shop and order a roast beef on Bohemian Club Rye with mustard mayonnaise on it, and I used to do that. So I remembered her from one of my first, I used to say, Mama, that woman is so beautiful. She is still so beautiful.
She can't remember where a particular card is, but she can rember where somebody,
I'm
what
gonna
they
find
ordered
that
years ago.
I'm going to find that birthday card. You actually gave me a gift certificate in the card too, and I still have it. I haven't used it.
Freddie, it's with my Irish. Yours is with ours, and she don't know where they are.
It's somewhere. But I just decided this year in January, when things started on January 1st at the Possum Drop, and I woke up that morning, I said, Lord, it's going to be a good year. It has been an incredible year. And just the little things, and you and I talk about this every single day. There's a song called The Little Things by Jennifer Brantley. She's going to be back with me on July 17th shooting a couple of Heart of the Homes up at the Nifty 50. When we started doing this show, I was kind of I was different. I didn't look at things like I do today. Right. I didn't have the relationships I do today. I didn't know all your stories. I didn't know the things that really matter. I really wasn't as grounded as I should have been. And this program and you and your personalities and your stories have grounded me more than anything in the world.
Well, I think as we go through life, sometimes we're not proud of what we used to be, but as we grow, we learn, we find out that you take one day at a time, but you don't judge because you never know what situation you're going to be in or in. You can't judge people.
Yeah. I have told people this, and Rita Pearson made a comment yesterday about my closet. She said, "Oh my gosh," and I said, "Don't say a word." I said, "I used to have a shopping problem. I don't now. I used to have a shopping problem. I needed therapy. And I had so many clothes hanging there with tags on it. That was so stupid. So I am now, I spend that time walking down a country road and sitting beside the creek. And I truly have, y'all have grounded me to a point that I look at me and say, I'm very different today. I am very different today. And thank you very much for that. Because when Rita said something about my closet, and I said, that's one of 4 closets. It's ridiculous, but you do things that make you happy. And shopping, I don't know why, used to make me happy. And now it's like a chore, a job, a boring thing. I would rather walk down that country road and even get dirt in my shoes. Well, it's different. Do you understand that?
I do understand. We all figure out, eventually you figure out what's truly important. Mm-hmm. Everything else don't matter.
Don't matter. And I say that every day. Some people came into my lives this year that, oh man, I just want to hug them all the time. Eddie and Loretta, the kindest. Yeah. And I said, if the world could be like that, those 2 people. Yeah. They've been married 50 some odd years, just precious people. Yep. And that is what I'm learning. I'm learning so much from each and every one of you, and thank you for doing that for me. Thank you for grounding me, and thank you for sharing your stories with me.
And I think it's funny too. I'll say this right quick. It's funny sometimes when you're tired or you're down, and somebody will come in the store and just give me a hug. Mm-hmm.
Just a little thing.
It's just a little thing.
Just a little thing. Just a little thing.
Yep.
Well, we also have some footage. I think we're going to go back to AppTech, and then I'm going to come back and ask you a question. You're going to win some tickets. This is truly valuable. So, okay, it's toward the very, very end. But let me see what the value of these things are. Okay, we're going to have, it's about $60 and a parking pass. So it's about $70 worth of stuff. The day this game plays, Augusta Green Jackets, and it is going to be row 6, which is right behind home plate. Pretty awesome. Red Lock Daily Parking, so this is an awesome gift. Have you got another birthday?
I do. Happy birthday to David Jones on 6/17. Happy birthday.
And on 6/16, yesterday, Bryson Jenkins. Happy birthday, 3 years old.
Yes.
So if you have birthdays, please call us and let us know. And let me tell you where our cake is from this week, if I can find it. I don't know where it is, but I'll find it. I also have a prayer request. I got this from Lisa Rowland a week or so ago. This is starting a signing for my son's best friend who has cancer. He is 11 years old and not doing well at all. He was diagnosed with the cancer 2 weeks ago, and the tumor is next to his jugular vein and entwined in it. It has moved down his windpipe over an inch, making it hard for him to breathe. Now, this is an 11-year-old child. So when you get to feeling whiny and you get to feeling pouty and you get to feeling stupid about something that doesn't matter, then you think about little things like this. This is what the song Little Things is all about. Everybody's fighting a battle. This is an 11-year-old child. This little boy needs all the prayers he can get. I would like for you to sign this, say a little prayer, and pass it on. And this is an email I'd gotten. I signed it and sent it on. I think they were trying to get to 1,000 signatures, but this is a kid 11 years old. Every single one of us knows somebody with somebody fighting a battle, don't we?
Yes, we sure do.
Now, let's talk about Nathan, because it is time to, as we approach the 4th of July,
Yes.
flags will be flying, yellow ribbons will be out.
Right. Well, you know, and too, Father's Day is Sunday, and I want to say right quick to my dad, Happy Father's Day. I love you very much. I have the greatest dad in the world. To my husband, Happy Father's Day. You're a great father, and Courtney loves you bunches, and I do too. Nathan is also a father. He has a little girl who misses her daddy terribly, like we all do. He's doing okay. They talk to him from time to time. Mama sent him a couple of letters. Everything's kind of slow getting to him, but we found out he's finally getting everything. Lost 3 guys in his unit, so I just beg everybody to please pray for him that he'll come home safe. He has a little girl that desperately loves her daddy and wants him to come home.
Well, and it's like Tim McDonald will be home soon. And his little girl, do you remember she was 7 months old sitting on my lap?
I do.
At that show. And now she's walking, she's talking, you know, he's coming home to a different child. But he'll be home in just a few days, and it's going to be incredible to, you know, he celebrated his 40th birthday while he was over there. There's been a big mission. Debbie was trying to get everybody to send postcards to him from different states. Do whatever you can as we approach the 4th of July. We are here celebrating our independence because of the people who fought and who continue to fight every single day.
And July the 3rd is a pretty special day too.
What's going on then?
That's my birthday. Thank you. What's going on?
What's going on then? It's her birthday. Let's talk about our different hairdos, because y'all saw Appalachian Tech, and we're going to go back to that in just a minute. Charlene had a different hairdo. Now, I've still got this hair, and it's not going anywhere, and we have decided we are not coloring my hair. We are not cutting my hair. I get a trim about every 6 weeks. That's it. I am what I am. You decided to go drastically different.
I did.
And
straight.
I walked into a concert in Talmo, Georgia to sit with her, and she said, "Come
This
up here."
is hilarious.
This is not funny, y'all. I walk into the church, it is packed to the max, and I'm looking for this curly head so I can go sit down beside it. And I go all through the church, and I'm doing this, and ain't no curly head sitting there. And then I look on the second row back, and here's this straight-haired blonde, and I said, "Who is that?" Well, about then she turns around, and I said, "Well, duh, here's your sign." Why did you decide to change your hair?
I don't know. I just wanted something different. I don't know. I just, you know, that's just.
Well, it's cute as it can be, but
I'm
you laughed when you saw yourself.
Yeah, and Kevin, thank you very
Oh,
much.
yeah,
in
Kevin
the
came in
control
her
room.
ear going,
As Danny calls that my 80s hairdo, you know. It's a woman's prerogative to want to do something different.
Well, once upon a time, when I first came on the air, I did think about coloring my hair. And I just said, hey, I'm not going to do it. I'm porcelain pale, and I have my silver hair, and that's what you get. So what you see is what you get with me. That's
right,
what you
me
see
too.
is what you get. Well, we're going to go back to the Appalachian Tech program, and we're going to show a little tiny bit more of it, and then we're going to ask you a trivia question. Sit down, pay attention. I hope you watch this show. Maybe you attended this show. I hope some of you attended this show because it'll give you an edge on winning it. And remember, we will be back out in the field anytime you see the motorhome. Stop and hang out with us. We'll be having lunch somewhere. We'll be showing up. We'll be showing out, and we will be giving away some goodies. And we hope to see you out on the road very, very soon.
They've got either a full-time job or a part-time job, so they're not just going to school from 8 to 3.
And odds are they have a family. That
Oh,
they also go home and do
definitely.
laundry and, yeah.
Definitely. So we offer almost all of our programs are available. All of our programs are available day, evening, online. So we offer the flexibility in scheduling for our students' use.
Is a normal night schedule Monday through Thursday?
Depends on, normally if you're taking one class, you would probably come one evening.
Okay.
And our classes normally run 5:30 to 9:30. 2 classes, 2 evenings. So very few students are required to come more than 2 evenings.
Now what about, is there still a real estate course here? I took my course here.
And continuing it.
There is, and that
Yeah.
is a part of our
Okay.
continuing ed program.
Okay.
There certainly is.
And anything else that's continuing education we need to let people know about?
Oh, goodness, any kind of licensure that you need to keep
Exactly.
up to date with, we can accommodate here at the school. Whether it be from real estate,
Right.
but we have a department that takes care of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we don't normally offer a texting course, but we might could in continuing ed. That
Well,
might be our new one for next
We're
quarter.
going to bring on
How to
somebody,
text.
we're going to bring on a man who is, he is a lot more powerful job than I have. Robert Jones, the Commissioner of Pickens County. And I bet you Robert Jones cannot text. Rob, can you text? Hold your mic up. Okay.
I can text a little.
Okay, now texting is you and I, you're younger than me, but let me tell you something. When we want to say something, I
You was
pick up.
36 today.
Yeah. I pick up the phone and call you. I still want to have a conversation. That is the hardest thing to explain to people. Don't text me. If you have something to say, call me. Now, how many times a day does your phone ring continually?
It rings about 7 or 8 times an hour, something like that.
Right.
And of course, I use a BlackBerry, which I don't have to text, but I
Well,
email.
there you go. That is the last time that we got to go out and do a live show. We had a lot of guests that day. We had a lot of folks from the north area come down and be with us. We had a lot of food that day. We had a lot of fellowship. We had a lady playing the piano for us from Jasper. And right now, we're going to go to a man from Copper Hill who drives down to LJ every single day. Does he drive down from Copper Hill Country Cabins? I think so. I think
so.
his name is Rich Scott. Let's see what he's got to talk about.
There are lots of terrific bargains to tell you about on the Wednesday edition of ETC3's Trading Time. If you're a musician, you're going to want to check out the nice Blue Ridge guitar just added to our list. Also among our new items today, a great buy on a handicapped scooter, a 62-inch flat screen TV, some handsome dining room and bedroom furniture, a jet ski ready for the lake for just $1,000, and an incredible buy on a laptop computer. You never know what you're going to find on ETC3's Trading Time. I'm Rich Scott. Join me for the live show each weekday morning at 11, and the encore broadcast each weekday afternoon at 5:30 p.m. and again at 12 midnight. I invite you to call in during the live program and sell your stuff. Also, you can shop online anytime at our website, www.northganow.com/trading time. A great new way to find what you're looking for here in the North Georgia Mountains and the Copper Basin. We'll be looking for you later today, right here on ETC3. Now, back to Cherie Martin and North Georgia Now Today.
Kevin, can we cue up the Joy Masters? We're going to go off the air with the Joy Masters today because we've been talking about this. You and I will be Friday night, the Barker Brothers. Saturday night, the Joy Masters.
Yes.
Tell me what time the concert starts.
Starts at 7 o'clock, Hickory Flat Fellowship, and it's off of 140 like you're going to Roswell. Right there on the left. Once you make that turn off of 515, turn back to the left and go up through there, and it's about 5 or 6 miles on the left.
Or do like I did when I was giving Mr. Brackett directions. I said, we're going to Holly Springs. He said, sure, that's Hickory Flat. I said, okay, what's the difference?
Oh, well, it's all kind of incorporated.
It is. Now, you've got another birthday.
Carlisa Finley, 616, and this is Shades, the cameraman, his mom. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Well, we are going to end today's program with the Joy Masters. We don't know what they're going to be singing, but it's something. Is this the footage you shot with my camera?
It was.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, we're going to show that, and we're going to talk about the fact that it's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. Today, there is a program airing, not a program, there's a piece airing that Bree did about a wagon train. I know y'all have been looking forward to it and waiting to see it. So, for you folks in Ball Ground, Yellow Creek, Marble Hill that are waiting on this, it is coming today.
Yes.
It will be on Miss Hannah Town's show coming up right after us. Stay tuned for that. And you know what happens when we're having fun? Time flies. We have had yesterday was so incredible. Thank you again, one more time. So many hugs,
Yes.
so many sweet faces. Thank you for coming to be with us. Thank you, Rich, for joining with us, and the rest of my crew. They came, they ate, they conquered. We had a great time. We are now going to go to the Joy Masters. We're going to go to the Joy Masters, and we're going to come back, and we're going to say goodbye, and that's all we'll get to do today,
I know,
isn't
that's
it?
it.
You believe God's still saving souls in Cobb County? Say amen. Amen. Glad you're saved. Say amen. Amen. On our way. We're particular to be here. We are the Joy Masters from Canton, Georgia. And we didn't come put on a show. We come, like the preacher said, come see somebody saved. This altar is open. And if you got anything you need to take care of, let's take care of it before it's too late.
that's all you
Just
get
a
at the
little
Joy
taste.
Masters. That's a little taste of the Joy Masters. But let me tell you something. If you're sitting at home and you know what was Appalachian Tech's former name, call us. And who is the commissioner of Pickens County? Two-part question. To win all these tickets to the Braves game, you must know what was the former name of Appalachian Technical College and who is the commissioner of Pickens County. We've got about 15 seconds to go. From North Georgia Now Today, I'm Cherie Martin.
And I'm Charlene Higgins, and we don't like to say goodbye, so we'll say have a great day today and a better day tomorrow.
And we will see you again only on ETC3, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 10 a.m., 6 to 7:30 p.m., and 12:30 to 2 for you late nighters. You be here and we'll be here too, only on ETC3.
This is a story about Billy and Sue. They were as in love as were any two.